So this is the DJI Mini Pro 4 and it's been about 4 months since I got my hands on it, and I've taken this little powerhouse everywhere. So this is my unfiltered truth about what it's really like to own this drone. And the first thing I'm going to touch on is the image quality, because it is insane. The 48 megapixel sensor is no joke. I've shot in everything from bright sunlight to dusky evenings, and the results consistently impress me, especially in low light performance. I can capture sunset flights with minimal noise while maintaining details that I couldn't dream of with my old drone. Another thing most drone users will be fully aware of is wind. Wind is a drone user's absolute nemesis, and although the Mini Pro weighs nothing, it handles wind very well. Not perfect, but I've flown in some pretty gusty conditions and the footage comes out really smooth. You can't even tell it was a windy day, as the drone manages to keep a consistent and stable image. Another thing I appreciate is the obstacle avoidance. It just saves you having to be aware of every little thing in your surroundings, as it looks out for trees, buildings, people, and of course the occasional lapses in judgment. Similarly, the omnidirectional sensors are what help you to fly in those tighter spaces without worrying about crashing against the sides. And then the Active Track 360 is just pure dark arts, I swear. I've used it to film myself dancing in the garden, biking, my husband doing his fitness drills, and the drone navigates around obstacles while keeping the subject in frame. It's like having a personal flying cameraman. But it's not perfect. I definitely love having loads of options and modes, but sometimes it feels like I need a PhD to navigate all the features. So just know that the learning curve can be steep, especially if it's your first ever drone. I'm still discovering settings 4 months in, and there are more than likely some things I'll just never know. Also, if you're shooting directly into the sun, prepare for some serious lens flare. It's not the worst thing, definitely not a deal breaker for me, but it's definitely something you need to be aware of and plan your shots accordingly. Now, I cannot overstate how liberating it is to have a drone this capable in such a tiny package. I've had it in my carry-on luggage, backpack when we go on our little hikes, and never once have I felt like it was a burden. And I'm someone who likes to travel light, so for me, this is just perfect. So yeah, definitely a learning curve, but personally the pros outweigh the cons.